You're listening to The Bible Guys, a podcast where a couple of friends talk about the Bible in fun and practical ways.
Hey, everybody, welcome to The Bible Guys. Are you excited, Wesley?
Yeah, I am excited.
Are you?
This is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's the day before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah, so people are getting ready, and today is a work day for people.
Yes,
They're
it
working
is.
and they're cooking.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people are. Not you, not your wife.
Nope, because we are doing the catering.
You're catering in, man.
We're doing it the smart way this year.
Turnkey, one and done, baby.
Just drop it, and then we're done.
Well, hey, welcome to The Bible Guys, and we are in the middle of a series about God's promises. But before we get into that, we are talking today, a segment of today
Yes.
that Desiree has given us. And this is one of my favorites.
Uh-huh.
It is Would You Rather.
Would you rather?
And the reason why I like Would You Rather is usually it's two bad choices.
Yeah.
But you have to pick one.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the concept of Would You Rather.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather do this or that? But you have to pick even if they're both bad.
Yeah.
So you want to take turns reading them?
Okay, yeah.
You wanna read
So number one, would you rather cook the entire Thanksgiving meal by yourself or clean up everything by yourself? For me, hands down, clean up.
Yeah. Dude, I'm with you.
down,
I'm with you on this
without
one.
a doubt.
Now tell me why.
I mean, it's just so much work preparing the food.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you know, there's a lot of measuring science. There's a lot that goes into cooking.
Science, wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say art.
Yeah.
But no, science. I guess both, right?
Yeah.
The single only reason why I would definitely clean up, well, there's two reasons. The primary reason is I'm not a good cook.
Yeah.
So I would mess everything up. My kids would literally say, let's go to Bob Evans.
Yeah, like we're done.
Because Dad messed up every single part of the meal, other than maybe the mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Because I know how to do that.
Yeah.
Because I helped my mom when I was a kid forever with that.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah. And I guess the secondary reason is I don't mind cleaning.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing dishes.
Yeah.
So I don't mind.
That's my wife's side of the family. So they are like neat to the 10th degree.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So does your wife clean as she goes, or is it more so at the end?
It depends on what. So if we're talking about like cooking, like for Thanksgiving, she would do it as she goes.
Okay.
Because that's how her parents did it. Her
Okay.
parents literally, when we go visit them in Florida, when they cook breakfast,
Yeah.
by the time breakfast is done, the kitchen is spotless.
Wow.
That's literally how they do it.
Wow.
So,
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah.
I would say that's unusual.
yeah.
All right, number two. Would you rather only have pie for Thanksgiving dinner or have only side dishes?
Oh, so this is easy for me. I'm a side dish person.
Yep.
I'm not a big meat person.
Yep.
So I would take the side dishes all day.
Well, I am a very big carne meat person.
Yeah.
However, I would definitely choose side dishes over pie, mainly
Yeah.
because I'm not a big sweets guy.
Oh, and
Yeah,
I
I
am.
don't-
I'm a big sweets person.
Yeah, so I love pie.
Yeah.
And I will force myself to eat pie at Thanksgiving. But
But wait a minute. We got to do the most important thing.
uh-oh.
Sweet potato or pumpkin? There is only one choice here, Chris. There is no in between. Sweet potato or pumpkin?
I already have a very strong feeling you're going to say sweet potato.
Yes.
But I grew up with pumpkin.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so it's pumpkin for
I'm
me.
just not a fan of pumpkin. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah, I love a good pumpkin pie, man.
Yeah.
I love a good pumpkin pie.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
all right, go ahead.
Number three. Would you rather your stuffing be too dry or your cranberry sauce be too sour? Now, that would be two bad choices right there.
Yeah.
Stuffing too dry.
I'm gonna pick for me stuffing too dry because, believe it or not, I'm one of the very few people that loves the jellied cranberry sauce.
Okay, yeah.
You know, the kind in the can.
Yeah.
I listen. I don't just
But that's
like.
what we grew up with. You
Yeah.
know, the in the can,
I don't like it.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a requirement for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
One year, years ago, like 10 years ago, Liz forgot the jellied
Yeah.
cranberry sauce, and I literally got in the car drove on Thanksgiving Day, which surprisingly things are still open.
Yeah.
And I went and I could not eat Thanksgiving meal without jelly. Yeah, and when I mean I love it, it makes the whole meal for me.
Yeah.
So therefore, stuffing I could do without stuffing.
Yeah.
But I have to have my jellied cranberry sauce.
Oh, that's pretty good.
What about you?
See, that's tough. I mean, I don't really like sour things. Like, like growing up, even as a kid, people would have like Sour Patch Kids and
me either.
sour thing. I never was a big sour person, so
Right.
I might have to go with the stuffing. I don't know, the stuffing being too dry. I mean, to me, that's not the end of the world.
Right.
It would be different if it tasted bad.
Right.
But if it's just a little drier, I could live with
Well,
that.
you can slather gravy on it.
Yeah, so
right?
I could live with it.
All right. Number 4. Would you rather have your Thanksgiving dinner photographed for a magazine or judged on a cooking show? What a question. Wow.
I might take photographed for a magazine versus being judged.
Yeah, I'm going to do that too.
Yeah.
Only because it always looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right? And so my wife would do a phenomenal job there. Now, do I think she would do well because she cooks very well? Yes. I actually do think she'd do well.
Yeah.
But cooking shows are harsh.
But I was going to say that on a cooking show, you're being critiqued on everything.
Right.
They'll find something to critique you on.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with photographed.
Yeah. Then
right.
Number 5, would you rather have to dress like a pilgrim all day or wear a turkey costume all day?
Is there a competition here?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, pilgrim all day long. It's just like a black suit with a hat. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess so. But I'm trying to think. So I wouldn't mind.
Feathers.
But hear me out on this one. A turkey costume all day may not be bad in the right setting. As an example, if you went to the Thanksgiving Day parade dressed as a turkey, no one would bat an eye. You blend in.
Well, yeah, but you blend in as a pilgrim too.
True, but I think the kids would love it if you were a turkey. They want to take pictures with the turkey,
It's amazing to me how your mind went to a parade when I was picturing myself at the house watching the Lions game.
So, now if you're just at home maybe
Yeah, because I don't go to Thanksgiving parades.
Yeah.
So I was always thinking it in my context.
Yeah. So if you're out in public, I'm going with the turkey costume.
All right. Well, hey, those are fun to think about, and they really make you think, don't they?
Yes,
Would
they
you
do.
rathers, they make you think?
They make you think.
And another thing that makes you think is Proverbs.
I feel like these are getting worse and worse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially the book of Proverbs.
Yes, that is true.
Because it goes from truth nugget to truth nugget,
yes.
Piece of advice to piece of advice.
It does.
And it really, truly does make you think.
It does.
And it forces you to make a choice, just like these Would You Rathers.
Yes.
Hey, I thought that was a good transition. I'm shooting for like weighted transitions.
Desiree is going to cut that one out.
No. Hey, we're in Proverbs, very famous verse, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. But we're going to go all the way from Proverbs 3, 1 to what?
The end of 23.
23.
Yep. Okay, here we go. So Proverbs chapter 3, starting at verse 1. My child, never forget the things I have taught you. Store my commands in your heart. If you do this, you will live many years and your life will be satisfying. Never let loyalty and kindness leave you. Tie them around your neck as a reminder, write them deep within your heart. Then you will find favor with both God and people, and you will earn a good reputation. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Don't be impressed with your own wisdom. Instead, fear the Lord and turn away from evil. Then you will have healing for your body and strength for your bones. Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the best part of everything you produce. Then he will fill your barns with grain and your vats will overflow with good wine. My child, don't reject the Lord's discipline and don't be upset when he corrects you. For the Lord corrects those he loves, just as a father corrects a child in whom he delights. Joyful is the person who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding. For wisdom is more profitable than silver, and her wages are better than gold. Wisdom is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. She offers you long life in her right hand and riches and honor in her left. She will guide you down delightful paths. All her ways are satisfying. Wisdom is a tree of life to those who embrace her. Happy are those who hold her tightly. By wisdom the Lord founded the earth. By understanding he created the heavens. By his knowledge the deep fountains of the earth burst forth, and the dew settles beneath the night sky. My child, don't lose sight of common sense and discernment. Hang on to them, for they will refresh your soul. They are like jewels on a necklace. They keep you safe on your way, and your feet will not stumble.
I love how Solomon always refers to wisdom as a her.
Yeah,
right?
He does.
Yeah, and he refers to she and her as if it's a person, and then always says how valuable she is, and how much you should sacrifice in order to obtain wisdom, and obtain her. Right? It's kind of great. So hey, the key verses are some of the most quoted verses in all the Bible. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, people really do love this verse.
Yeah, when I was reading this, I had to, in my mind, not read it from the King James Version.
Right.
Which is how I learned it in, lean not, upon your own understanding.
Yep. So it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take.
Yeah.
So just those verses alone, again, keeping with our theme of wisdom and guidance, is that it says trust.
Yeah.
And so the first thing that we can do is realize that God's guidance begins with trust.
Yeah.
Right? Trust means to rely on, to rest in, to place confidence upon, that we should completely trust God. And we trust God for who he is.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, when we have trouble with God, we have trouble with the why of things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Haven't you had conversations with people where they say, if I just understood why, if I just knew why, then I could be more okay with it. But sometimes we're not given the why.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are, but sometimes we're not. And I think that whenever things happen in our lives, especially tragedies, that force us that we just want to know the reason why. When we don't know why, we have to lean in the what and the who, right? So we let's put the why aside and let's lean into the what and the who. The what is all the promises that are given to us, and the who is who God is, right? And so God is it's the character of God, it's the intention of God, the love that God has for us, the promises that tell us that he wants what's best for us.
Yeah.
And so that really is the basis of our trust.
Yeah.
Our trust is, I may not understand the why, but I trust the who.
Yeah. And I love how it says trust. It doesn't just say trust in the Lord. It says trust in the Lord with all your heart.
Yeah.
So that means with every ounce of everything that you have on the inside.
That's right.
Trust God with everything that you have. So that can be tough sometimes to trust the Lord with your whole heart when you don't know the next step or you can't see the way. I have an overactive imagination, and when I read this verse, I think of what was that? The Indiana Jones, and it might have been the Temple of Doom. I don't remember which one it was, but when he had to walk across that invisible.
Oh yeah, that was the search for the Grail.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think of that, how you got to just trust God. It doesn't always make sense.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily intuitively what you might think to do, but you still have to trust God because he knows what's the correct path to take. So I think that's something that we have to remember. And don't depend on your own understanding, because your own understanding can lie to you. You can be praying to God, should in a dating situation, should I go back to that person? I know they're no good for me, and you kind of already know the answer. But your heart will say, give them another chance.
Right.
Meanwhile, God is saying, I told you never to date that person in the first place.
That's right.
So don't lean upon your own understanding. Trust in God with your whole heart.
But God, they're good looking.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, and I love what you said there about your whole heart.
Yeah.
Because your whole heart really means every area of your life.
Yeah.
So, sometimes we're willing to give God one area of our lives, but not the other.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, God, you can deal with this, but I'm keeping this.
Right.
over here.
And dating often is one of those things.
Yeah.
Right. Where it's like, okay, God, I'll give you my finances. I'll tithe and I'll honor you. That's not a problem for me. I'll give you my anger problems.
Yeah.
I'll give you my, morality and my choices, my wisdom, and even how I run my business. But don't tell me how to date.
Yeah.
Or who to date, right?
Yeah.
Or it could be the opposite of those things, right? We can say, hey, no problem on the dating, but not with the finances.
Yeah.
So I think that trusting God with your whole heart represents categories of our lives, aspects of our lives. So it's a good reason to reflect. It's a good challenge to reflect and say, okay, God, what part am I holding back? I'm not giving you the whole part of me, just most of me, right?
Yeah.
And then here's another thing that stands out on these verses. When it says, do not lean on your own understanding, there's a couple of things that implies. Number one, it implies that our understanding is limited.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like, don't lean on your own understanding. Why? You have to ask why. Well, it's because your own understanding isn't God's.
Yeah.
So in Isaiah, God says, my ways are higher than your ways.
Yeah.
My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. Only God has full understanding as to what's happening in our lives. And Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 represents, like you said last podcast, a crossroads.
Yeah.
Right? So it says it'll show you which path to take. That indicates a crossroads moment. Like I could take this path or I could take this path. And so just know that when you lean on God's understanding, the trust comes in knowing that our understanding is limited.
Yeah. And I think that's super important to remember, that we can't see the whole picture.
That's right.
And I think as human beings, we think we see the whole picture, and really we don't. We're only getting a sliver of that piece. I think about my dad when he was praying, and this would have been late 70s, early 80s. He used to work for Ford, a motor company. And there was a lot of just transition in that time. If anybody knows the history of the automotive industry back then, you had a lot of imports coming in at that time. So it was putting pressure on the big three. They were downsizing a little bit. So my dad had an opportunity to go to like a different division. And he was praying about that. And everything about that option seemed great. I mean, we would have had to move. But other than that, the pay seemed fine. The deal on the table seemed fine, but he strongly felt the Lord told him no. And saying no means he would have been laid off. But he said no, and he didn't take that option. He talked to some of the guys later on who took that option, and like that whole division ended up getting disbanded and later on.
Wow.
Like wiped away. So my dad in the moment could have thought he knew the right way. This seems and feels good. It seems like this is the way to go, and it's really not the way to go. Yeah. That's why with major life decisions, we need to lean on God and not on our own understanding.
Yeah, and that story is dependent on the fact that your father was confident that he heard from God.
Yeah.
Right. So he, because it's one thing to say, is that God or is that me?
Yeah.
But that's a whole other sermon altogether.
Yeah.
But once we understand and we believe and trust that is the voice of God, that's the leading of God, then trust it with your whole heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And then somebody once told me that, and this is such a great thought, it's impossible to lean in two directions at the same time.
Oh, that's good. That's true. Yeah.
And so it's either you're leaning
to the left or to the right.
To the left or the right, because you can only lean one way.
Yeah.
So it's either you're leaning more toward your own understanding or you're leaning on God's wisdom.
Yeah.
And so that's why it says, trust the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him. And so acknowledging him is also another sermon right there too.
Yeah.
Acknowledging means means submitting, not just mentioning God.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
so this one doesn't say acknowledge. It actually says seek Him with all you do.
Yeah.
But the version that we memorized was acknowledge.
Yeah.
But sometimes acknowledging means to mention, but this doesn't mean to mention. It means submission.
Yeah.
Acknowledging God says, okay, God, you're in control. I'm acknowledging you're Lord, you're God, you're CEO, you're the final authority in my life.
Yeah.
And that's the acknowledgement that we're talking about here, right?
Yeah.
Which is translated into seek His will in all you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
That's important.
Chris, we got to sneak this one in. We're running out of time, but verse 21, my child, don't lose sight of common sense and discernment. Hang on to them, for they will refresh your soul. They are like jewels on a necklace. They will keep you safe in your way, and your feet will not stumble. God says there is a thing. We shouldn't rely totally on it, but there is a thing called common sense
That's right.
and discernment.
That's right. Well, it's. I remember hearing a sermon one time, and the conclusion of the entire series actually was like a 4-week sermon. The entire conclusion was that one question. It's the question to ask, and whenever you're confronted with a choice, it's appropriate to ask the question, what is the wise thing to do?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you think about it, it's the perfect question. Because wisdom comes from the Lord.
Yeah.
So all wisdom comes from God. So wisdom can be practical, like common sense.
Yeah.
But wisdom can also be godly wisdom, right? So sometimes if we're searching for godly wisdom, but let's just say like God doesn't speak into this particular thing, right? Like, for instance, your dad praying about those jobs.
Yeah.
Well, there's no verse that says thou shalt stay with that division.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so you're seeking wisdom, seeking wisdom. You're lining it up with who God is, the principles of God, the promises of God.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're left with this choice. And then it's like, hey, then there is sort of a common sense factor to it too, right?
Yeah.
In your dad's case, there was a supernatural piece to it.
And just for clarity, so no one misunderstands what I was saying, relying on the discernment where the Holy Spirit is speaking to you, you should definitely do that all the time.
All the time.
The point that I was making is with don't lose sight of, there is at a certain level where we should pay attention to common sense.
Yes.
That I've been talking to my daughter about this because she's going to be going away to college. And we've just been talking about common sense things, like when you're walking around campus, safety kinds of things. There is it's not a Bible verse, but at a basic level, we should all operate with common sense.
That's right.
As we're navigating the world.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And then another thing about Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 is that it says, some translations say, he will direct your paths.
Yeah.
And then some translations say, he will make your paths straight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And the thing about a straight path is that straight paths, I mean, think about back in the century that they're talking, this is probably written, 700 years before Christ, maybe 1,000 years before Christ, in the time of Solomon. Yeah, somewhere around there. And so we're talking about thousands of years ago. Well, most people who traveled walked. Yeah. Right? Not every, it was very luxurious to have a horse.
And walked up and down hills and valleys.
Yes.
And so they would have understood making your path straight.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, and if you think about paths, there's a lot to consider with walking, trodden paths.
Yeah.
Most of the paths were well worn. They were the way that most people took, and paths had reputations.
Yeah.
And the winding paths had reputations of being mugged.
Yeah.
Right. Or being,
a good ambush site.
Yeah. Ambush sites are common when you can't see what's coming. Right. Because all you see is a curve around a big mountain or a valley or something like this, and so to make your path straight means it's easier to if you're carrying like a wagon or something like this, or pulling a wagon, a straight path is easier. It is safer. It is clearer, right? It represents peace. It represents clarity. It represents direction. And so, think about just the concept of that. When he says he'll direct your paths, when people traveled mostly by foot, all of the implications of that word picture are attached to that promise.
Yeah.
Which is really important to know.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, that is our time. So hopefully we will see you tomorrow on the Bible Guys.